sound effects are so lifelike.
Oh,
Oh man.
I think you're trying to set new records, huh, Amish boy?
I didn't know the guitarist for Creed was gonna be here.
He was out in the backyard fucking
Mark
whipping some
Mark
wood.
Tremonti in the house.
Mark Tremonti. What the fuck? Is that his name?
Hell yeah, he's actually a great guitarist. And also I just started listening to Creed again to bring back some of them
memories.
Some of them high school feels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember that.
It's funny. I've been going through this whole nostalgic phase lately. It's either because I'm turning 40 soon, or it's because TikTok has somehow gotten into my brain and they know what I like to see. So all day long when I'm on TikTok, all I'm doing is I'm watching old Transformer cartoons, old Transformer G.I. Joe commercials, like people's vintage toy collection. It's all I can think about now. So as I was telling you guys, I went on eBay after one of these all-night TikTok binges of watching other people's collections. And on eBay, you can make offers on shit, right? So I'm just going through, seeing all this cool stuff that I like, just throwing out these wild offers, like $2, $3, $4 cheaper than what they wanted, thinking that I'd get a couple hits, a couple people saying, "Yeah, I'll sell it for that." And like, I swear to God, every single one that I just threw something at said, "Yeah." It's like, I don't know, 20. Yeah, I had to. Well, I mean, I didn't really have to, but yeah, I did. I spent a lot more money than I planned on.
What'd you get?
Dinosaurs.
I got some dinosaurs, some vintage action figures, some pretty cool stuff. I'm going for all mint stuff. You'll see it soon once we get the new setup in here.
Nice. Oh, you.
So yeah. So now I got to work overtime just to pay for all that stuff. You know.
But how much was it? Like how much?
It's probably altogether about $150, $200.
Oh, fuck.
So I mean, we're not talking like Chris money here.
No, that's peanuts.
Yeah, I mean, he spends $200 a month on fake money.
Right. I think Chris's wife just bought him like $1,000 remote control car for his birthday.
Oh, guaranteed. Yeah.
It might not be 1,000, but you get the drift.
Yeah, I seen that too. As I was up on the roof when it's 96 degrees outside, and Chris was posting, like, I don't know, I didn't even get to read all his posts or listen to it, but something about I got this new car, blah blah blah. My life is so great.
It's just the guy's birthday.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to rub it in our faces.
He's not allowed to.
I was thrown for a loop though on the post. Well,
why?
The one from today, because when we met in Florida, Chris made this big deal about how he hates feet. And I think he did it before on the show. Like, he can't stand feet, right?
Oh, yeah. I do remember that.
His wife posted pictures of her bare feet walking around the house.
Oh.
I was like, I thought that wasn't allowed in your house.
I wonder if he hates feet because his wife's feet's always in his mouth.
Interesting. I guess that's one way to look at it.
Ding.
Speaking of Chris, where is Chris tonight, guys?
Yeah, where is that guy?
He's at the Blake Shelton concert.
Yeah. Blake Shelton and some other country artists, I guess.
Miranda Lambert.
I don't know if there was. I would have to say like Blake Shelton is the whitest country singer I know of. So it's like a perfect match. If Chris was a country singer, he could be Blake Shelton.
Yeah.
And his wife could be Gwen.
I'm trying to think. There's some crazy country names that are way whiter than.
Oh, it's not necessarily his name. It's because he's become a household name. He's very popular. He's just like not perfect, but he's pretty close to this cookie cutter stereotypical country boy that they're trying to sell. All they're doing is pandering. They're trying to sell this guy. They're trying to sell this image, but that's for another conversation. My distrust of Blake Shelton.
He was good on what's the show called? The Voice.
Yeah. What's his deal with his wife, Gwen Stefani? People still like her for some reason.
Dude, she was like, when I was growing up, I used to think, oh, that's Gwen. She kind of had like this hot vibe with me.
I literally don't like any song that she's ever been a part of. And I mean,
don't speak.
Not really that hot. Yeah, no, I don't really dig that. Yeah, no. I'd rather listen to Crazy Town Butterfly than that song.
I got you.
Be my butterfly.
Sugar.
Something.
I think I know the one. Yeah.
Baby, yeah.
Never heard of it.
So what's going on, boys?
Man. It has been. I literally feel like it was just Friday, like 2 days ago.
I know. I
Yeah,
know.
it's going by. Oh, that's why you were so late then, Joe, huh?
Yes.
I believe it was actually.
It's crazy.
I got called to an emergency walk-in freezer when it was like 4 o'clock. I was literally at the
great
gas
story.
station around the corner.
Yeah.
Getting gas, blah, 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 get a phone call, walk-in freezer's down. I'm like, all right, call the location, get details. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's been warm since Tuesday. And I was, if I would have been drinking coffee, it would have been a perfect spit take. But I just sort of stuttered. I'm like, Tuesday? Like you said, Tuesday?
Tuesday, they said it was not working.
Tuesday was getting warm. It is now Friday at 4 o'clock and you need service. That is the epitome of why these restaurants get these I don't know, stereotypes. They get stereotyped as this. The restaurant always calls Friday 4 o'clock.
Did you go?
Yeah. I just got back and I still beat Joe.
Trash all the food?
What's that?
Did they trash all the food? No. Come on, it was still in there?
They don't. Now, it's the freezer's been working. It just hasn't been at temp. So the food is pretty frozen. It is frozen-ish a word? Like frozen-ish? Like the top part is thawed. You can tell it's kind of thawed. All the boxes are tipping over.
You eat there at that restaurant, you're going to have diarrhea-ish?
Yeah, I mean, I've eaten at worse places.
Like where? Taco Bell or?
I remember one time, I don't know, 15 years ago when I was a drunk and living with my now ex-brother-in-law. We lived in a trailer, and one year we didn't have any heat, and through the whole winter we didn't have any heat. And the next year we figured out because all the ductwork underneath the trailer had fell down. We didn't do anything about it. We wore a lot of sweaters for a year.
Oh my God.
And but during that summer, I remember one night we got real drunk, got some pizza, brought it home. We were eating outside, having a little fire, and we put one whole pizza on the hood of the car. We ate the other one. And next day went by, and then like the day after that went by, and we got drunk again. We're like, man, I'm hungry. I'm like, dude, isn't that the pizza we left on the car hood like 2 days ago? Like, yeah. So we started eating it, and we're just eating it, munching on it outside in the dark. Then we bring it in to the trailer house, and we lift up another piece, and there's these like little bugs go scattering.
Oh,
like, oh man! But we ate it. We were drunk, so we were drunk on Steel Reserve, and that'll make you do stupid things.
Yeah. Cyborg saying, have I seen his RC car video? Speaking of RC cars, that's what Chris got for a gift from his wife. I don't know if you mentioned that earlier, right?
Yeah,
you did.
I don't
know
was the top out speed on it? He said 62 or something like that.
Something like that.
That was battery powered.
Electric. It's it's a new electric thing. Even RC cars are going electric.
Everything. I always thought like the real enthusiasts got the little gas powered RC cars.
Right. That's what I thought. But apparently, maybe California.
He'll graduate up to. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, they're probably illegal. You can't even have gas powered RC cars. Man, they're so dumb out there. Man. So what do we got here tonight? Will Speed. Oh, hey, remind me. I got to get back to Will Speed here. Oh, we got Nate the House Whisperer. Jesus Fish is here again. Always great to see Jesus Fish. Zaz Aaron Heat Plus Electrical. I'm pretty sure that's a fake account. Herman Lloyd. That dude's been busy. Still does an excellent job posting in the group, though. I love seeing Herman posts. Big Clive, something about extra toppings. Oh, see, when Big Clive says something like that, all I think about is like 2 extra truck drivers or something on top of you. Extra toppings.
Oh wow,
couple of bears just joshing around.
Z-Man Fairy Tale HVAC.
Oh, interesting.
Z-Man. It's the Jamaican version.
Oh yeah,
Z-Man.
Jamaican.
Herman Lloyd.
Small fry
was saying about a hat to the collection. I think Herman, you have a hat to the collection, unless you're talking about a different hat.
Yeah, I think you bought a couple of them. Let's not forget our number one fan. What's his name again? Randy and his little buddy Luke. Randy Ravioli.
I almost forgot.
Little buddy Luke hanging out with their balls out tonight.
Oh,
out there in Radio Land.
Same with the other Luke. It's a Luke thing.
Hey, and he's actually here live in the chat for once. What's up, Randy?
Good to see him.
So, real quick, let me take over this. I got a special gift from my new best friend, Will Speed, this week. Let me see if I can line that up. Look at that.
Sent it.
Man, this is hard to do. There we go.
Super cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, look at that, man. This
Microwave?
is the first 3D printed anything that I
Is that a picture of
own.
you on the side of the TV
Yeah.
No, it's a microwave, not a TV.
or a microwave? I'm sorry.
Come on, Adam. Like, hello.
Well,
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about. I was more thinking about what's on there. Sorry,
See?
it's pretty cool.
Oh, and the cat moves. So it's like an
Yeah.
actual little figure.
It's awesome. What a
Dude.
piece.
It is. As soon as I get my new collection set up, it's going right up there.
Absolutely.
You know what? Few things in this world do I treasure more than the things that other people have made me. Like, what was that one guy's name? The candle guy? I forget his name.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I got the candle. The dude gave me a candle with my logo on it. Like, just little stuff like that. It's awesome.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
cool. Where is that
3D
guy?
printed stuff is neat.
Maybe he got big and he's like building candles for like the Pope.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Is that like a full-time job, you think? Somebody who builds candles? Like, I'm a candle builder?
Like, yeah, a candle mechanical. I don't know.
What do you think Chris is doing right now?
He's probably he's got Jill up on his shoulders, and they're like going back.
She's like flashing Blake Shelton, trying to get his attention.
It had to be you.
I don't think that's a Blake Shelton song.
I don't know.
I think God's Country. That's my go-to Blake Shelton song.
Ding.
Hey, look at that. Mike B got his HVAC Overtime shirt the other day.
Oh, awesome.
I mean, he ordered it in January, so that's about right.
Really?
Are you serious?
You would think I'm shipping them out.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Adam
last
actually would have shipped it out faster. I don't know what it is. Like, I've been getting notifications like they're just out of stuff, and I'll get these emails, be like, "Sorry, this order's on hold." Blah blah blah. We're just out of stuff, so I have to wait for
they
the.
make them. How are they out of things that
I
they make?
know.
I guess they ran out of shirts or something. I don't know.
Mike's saying it only took a week.
Uh,
Amazing.
I
Maybe it was
like
a Joel
looking at,
t-shirt.
we get emails every time we get an order, and it shows where it's being shipped to, and I'm always curious to see. Oh, this one's going to South Dakota. Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
yeah, Randy. Yeah, if you don't mind, I'll take a cup.
What's the logo on? Oh, and Will was saying whatever we want to be made, he can make on 3D printed. He's making Chris a pineapple.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, make sure it's upside down when you give it to him.
You should make I don't know, like a pineapple where it's hollow in the center. So I guess it depends how big it is, but make a big pineapple, like a bowl that looks like a pineapple. So when he has these key parties, all the couples can put their keys in there, and then they mix them up, and then they pull the key out, and that's who they figure out who's banging who.
Yeah,
That's a pineapple party.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
we've heard.
So what's
So-
up, man? Well, how are your weeks, guys? What is going on? I want to talk HVAC, guys. What is going on?
Busy week.
Like what? What are you up to?
Been hot as hell.
Yeah, hotter than a butt cheek sandwich in Texas.
Oh,
This is the second time you use that.
I love
Is
it. It's I'm bringing it back. I don't know where it went, but wherever it went, I'm bringing it back. It's trying to come up with variations. Like if I was in New York, hotter than a butt cheek sandwich in a New York taxi. You know, something like that.
there was another one you said the other day. It was funny. I just can't remember it. It was in chat. Can't remember. But anyways,
See that the post I made earlier in the week? I was actually working on a job where they wanted me to raise the ductwork.
no.
They dug out the basement. This guy does this all the time, and he like straps up the furnace and everything or whatever in the water heater. You come downstairs and you're all super nerve wracking because this thing's like hanging from straps, and that's how they do it. They dig out underneath it. They pour concrete. They want you to reinstall it. Raise the trunk lines, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, I ran PEX, and I want to hook up a boiler." I'm like, "There's only two lines coming out, supply and return." I'm like, "You have one loop?" Yeah. I'm like, okay. Cool. I don't know what kind of boiler we're gonna use, like at the candlelight fucking the lighter.
Yeah.
But he gave me the pictures and I looked at it, I'm like, oh my God. And I posted in the group. I said, look at my proudest moment. Everyone's like, why did you do it like that? I'm like, I didn't fucking do this. Don't you see the sarcastic face?
Oh, when you said it to me in the chat, I was like, "Oh my God!" I started laughing. Actually, I showed the guy at work too because we just couldn't help it. I had to laugh.
So the drawings were those of the actual loop itself, or
It wasn't. I'm sorry. It was a picture, like a photo. They took pictures of after they were done with it.
Huh.
And he
So,
had him laying there, so I like took a picture of a picture. If you look,
I think I don't know.
It was
if I remember
12-inch
that post.
centers. It was not even 9, not even on 6. Forget it. Not even 9. It was like 12-inch centers, like a foot apart, and they
Yeah,
expect
so
to
you have
heat
a lot of
something there.
I
you're
think
gonna have a lot of
some,
cold spots, aren't you?
Oh, big time.
I
Big
think
time.
I think some spots were even
Bigger.
wider than that. Yeah.
There's no
So
way
what is
you're
he trying to
doing
accomplish with this boiler and this loop? Is it to heat the floor of his house? It's not snow melt, is it?
it's floor warming.
No,
It's not
Radiant
primary heat,
floor
right?
heat.
I don't think they really care. Like the thing was too, like, because I'm gonna disconnect all this ductwork and hook it back up. He's like, everything works fine, just put it back the way it is. Okay, so I didn't really pay attention the first day when I was looking at it. When I came back and we took it all down,
Hey, what's up, Andrew?
what's up, Andrew? I started putting it back up, and I started like looking at the duct sizes and how many runs there were and everything. And
TY Banana Man.
I talked to Ty today.
Cool.
But yeah, the ductwork. I'm like, this
I was
thing.
watching him live the other day on TikTok.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I always watch
Yep.
TikToks.
I don't know how. Is there a way to like get notifications when people do go live?
Follow them.
I assume so, but you see, I don't get notifications for anybody. I'm pretty sure I follow TY Banana Man.
He did a great
I'll have to double
video
check now.
the other night. We posted in a group on top of the group. If you guys don't know HVAC Overtime group, he responded to what we were talking about last show about the volume, weighing refrigerant oil, let's say in volume or fluid volume.
Oh, did he elaborate more on that?
Yeah, it was awesome. Good video.
What was the conclusion of that conversation? I totally missed that.
I didn't really watch it, but I'm gonna go still with my same instinct, and it doesn't really make a difference. I watched it briefly, but temperature will make a difference. You just gotta pay attention to the manufacturer, what they really are looking for.
But I think he is right though. Now that I think about it, because there are definitely fluids that do expand. And
absolutely,
contract,
absolutely.
So that would change the volume.
Yes,
but the weight would stay the same because you still have the same amount of material.
Right.
So maybe that's where my confusion was coming from.
Well, watch his video, Ty Banana Man. You'll see what he's talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy him.
On our scale, won't make a difference
for his
yeah.
birthday. You know what happened to me this week?
I
posted this in the group too. My True Blue hose, the end of it popped right off.
Oh yeah, that was
like
funny.
the threaded part that goes over the, I don't know what you call it, the actual brass part of the blue tube. There's a little snap ring in there that
broke.
I don't know what happened. It didn't break. It just kind of popped out. So I posted that picture in the group, and then within 10 minutes, Jim Bergman called me, which is very surprising because I don't really talk to Jim Bergman on a daily basis, although I should have rephrased that and been like, yeah, we're best friends. But he called me, and he actually wanted to talk about that post, which is awesome.
He wanted you to delete it. That's what he wanted.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure you couldn't get sued or nothing, and people want their money back.
So,
but, no, he said that they had a run of hoses that actually did have that problem, and they went back to the drawing board, kind of redesigned the end of it. So once it's pressed on there, it stays on there permanently. So he believes that in the manufacturing process, it just wasn't pushed down all the way. So that's all I did. I just pushed it back together, and
the ends of my hoses don't look like yours.
When did you buy yours?
I don't know, a year and a half or so.
That's why.
2 years ago.
That's I forget what he said. I thought he said like 6 or 8 months ago is when they went through the design process, because that's what he asked me is when I bought those.
What's up, guys?
Hey, it's Mr. Brett Pretzel.
What's going on?
Oh, then Joe's gone.
What?
Yeah, Joe just couldn't stand the shock. Classic Joe.
Joe's stewing over there.
Now, if we could just get those 3 little dots to turn sideways too.
Hear me?
No,
we can hear you.
No.
You can hear me?
So what's up, Brett?
Not much, man. Dude, I've had so much bad luck with being on airplanes here late. I'm ready to give up.
I saw that you were still. How long were you stuck in? Where were you stuck again? It wasn't Texas.
So they had an hour delay when I was trying to go to California, and then the plane wouldn't start. So they said we need a new plane. So we had to wait for a new plane. So I was supposed to get there at like 6:30.
Well, at least they figured that out on the ground.
Well, I mean, this whole starting thing has
Yeah,
to
but
go on
hey, we're
first.
10,000 feet up, but we need a new plane. Oh shit!
So, and then today we sat on the tarmac for about an hour. We're like, we just need to wait. I'm like, for what?
I know.
Parking spot to open up.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Second biggest or third biggest airport in the world, and it's real fun.
That must be pure chaos.
So what's going on, guys?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be flying through Dallas in a couple of months, or no, a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a layover in Dallas. Yeah.
Where are you going?
Yeah, where are you going?
Mexico.
Oh, sweet.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to Mexico for a week.
Where are you
So
going?
that'll be cool.
Don't get kidnapped.
Go to my I gotta go overlook my business in the southern part of Mexico. Go make sure operations are going good,
Gotcha.
Did you figure out the tattoo other than the one that you described? I wanted to ask you. You never responded.
No, didn't I tell you the one that I want to get for you?
Oh no, you did. And I was like, absolutely not.
Oh man, I didn't see that message yet because I was banking on that one. I'm coming up with ideas. I'm like, this is a go.
What is it?
So, me and Brett were having this conversation, and just out of the blue, he was showing me some of his new tattoos that he got, and I said, what would be cool is if I made up a tattoo idea and you had to get it, and then you do the same for me, just for no reason. And so I came up with a brilliant idea of like a little cartoon
I don't know brilliant. I don't really know brilliant word.
Brilliant is pretty. I mean, that's pretty close to accurate.
So what is it? Cartoon what?
A little cartoon poo in a little cartoon bed, and it's like sitting up in bed, stretching its little stick arms, and it's got like the wavy things coming off it because it smells like shit because it is a shit because it's a poo. I was like, fucking perfect tattoo, man. Why would you not want that?
You know what? Actually, one of the things I was trying to look for, because I was just trying to fill up real estate, because I'm getting the rest of my arm, colored. And I was trying to figure out a creative way to do white trash. But like anything I came up with, like looked like a spitball. Like I was sitting there drawing shit.
Get Bill's silhouette, his logo.
Perfect. I got a real stupid idea for you though.
Yeah.
Just get get a real good artist and have him crinkle up like one of those old style paper lunch bags, crinkle it all up, stretch it all out, then tattoo all your skin to look like that. All the skin in between your tattoos. So it just looks like a garbage, just a, I don't know, fucking crumpled up paper. Dumbest shit ever.
Joe, you've been working a lot.
Yeah, dude. Too much.
Got right off that subject.
Yeah. Because I was just wondering, like, I didn't want to hear any other crazy tattoos that you want me to do with like poo. So I figured that'd be a good segue.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Don't listen to Bill with any tattoo talk. Because just put it that way. No offense, Bill.
I'm in a
Bill
very
would
talkative
tattoo
mood
light
tonight.
bulb. Yeah. Anyways.
I would. I definitely would. If there was a reason for it. There has to be a reason to me to do it. Like even if it's something stupid, like my smiley faces mean something to me.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You get your manifold that you have on you. What does it say?
That one is stupid.
HVAC Life.
No.
I know you're not. Wait, no, not me. Who has a HVAC Life tattoo?
Bill.
No, but that would be epic if it was HVAC for life.
I've never seen that.
I have the manifolds and like a meter tattooed on my arm. And the guy who's doing the tattoo, I'm pretty sure he was high the entire time. And I'm pretty sure he got higher as he had to take breaks frequently. And then he'd come back and he's like sweating. And it's the winter time.
It's Adderall.
I'm like, man, just relax, bro. It's like you're not Carney back at the fair again. Okay, you got a good job. Relax.
What brand manifold did you get tattooed on you?
Yellow Jacket, I think. It's hard to tell because it looks like straight garbage. I mean, it is a true like white trash tattoo.
I'm trying to. I sent a little video to the overtime email, and I don't know why our shit is maximized on my screen. But anyways, I don't know if you got it in the overtime. Just a leak I found the other day, which was pretty.
Hey, Jessica Egan's back in the chat. I haven't seen her in a while.
She's our best friend.
Yeah,
Hey, Jesse.
What a best
Uncle
friend.
Ted.
She's here.
Uncle Ted's back there. You know what? I actually do want to talk about a decent, more mature subject for the show.
Let's do it.
So I was thinking about Brett a little bit this week, and because Brett, not in a homosexual way this time.
Nothing wrong with that.
But so, Brett is an educator in the space, an influencer. He's got the Advanced Refrigeration podcast with him and Kevin Compass. And it's great material, by the way. If you guys don't know, go check it out. Subscribe to it, follow it, give it hearts, thumbs up, all that fun stuff. It really is a good informationally content filled program. And so that got me thinking this week, since I haven't had any time to come home and read or anything at all, and the weekends I'm still even busy, so I don't get to do this extracurricular studying that I would like to do. So I'm listening to Brett's podcast, like the other podcast with the that super genius Canadian guy. What's his name, Joe?
Oh God, he's not a super genius.
Greatest,
I'm not gonna say it.
No,
the greatest Canadian to ever walk the earth, besides Trevor Matthews.
Bob Saget.
But there you go.
Close.
Norm Macdonald.
But like I was thinking, like, where, like, how do you find time? How do you make time? What are some other things that you could do to just educate yourself on these other extracurricular things? Like extracurricular, did I say that right?
Great, yeah, you did.
I have books over here, like books that I want to read, and I just don't have time.
Well, so I just actually downloaded an app called Speechify. It was like $130 for a year, and it just reads to me. It just reads to me. So you can put whatever you want in there. There's like 25 different voices. So if I'm into an English chick one week, great. If I want an Irish chick the next week, right now I'm dealing with Walter. Walter's been reading to me right now.
So what do you mean you just put it in there? Like you put a PDF?
Yeah, you download it. Because in Word you can basically convert just about anything to a PDF, right? You just save it as a PDF. As long as it's not over 50 megs, it'll take it. So like I tried to do the modern refrigeration book, which is like 1,700 pages, but it's too big. It's like 150 megs. So I'd have to, break that book up. But just to give you perspective, you can have a fairly large book and still, be able to have that read to you.
That's what I've always wanted.
How do you get a PDF of a book though? Like where does one find a PDF?
You could ask someone that has some.
Huh. And
you have a PDF of? Never mind. I'll ask you later.
So I just actually for Coolsys, one of the things that I have been doing, because I never really talk about work. It's so messed up. Like it's usually just podcast. But so I created a website for all the Coolsys employees, and I put over 200 gigs of information, anything that I own, from self-contained units upwards of racks and ammonia stuff and water treatment and whatever documentation I can get my hands on is actually on that site. It's all searchable, so it's real nice. So a lot of those books that I was saying that I have, I probably have, I don't know, maybe 20 gigs of information, just books.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to see if you can send me a link on some of those books, especially in PDF form, because that's exactly what I've been looking for. Like I've been going through the what is that? Amazon, I think, has one of these Audible apps or something like this where you can get books and listen to books, but they don't have any actual HVAC books or like electric books like I want to study up on, or even science books in general. There's really nothing.
I mean, I gotta say, with Audible, there's some books that I really want to read or listen to, but the voice ruins it.
I was just gonna say that
sometimes the voice, you're like, I can't listen to this.
You just can't.
You can't change voices on that.
Not an Audible.
So on Speechify, you basically because they pay a certain narrator to do all those books on Audible. That's why, right?
That makes sense.
So like I just listened to Homer's Iliad, and I was like, it was cool. I can deal with like an English accent, like that's actually kind of calming to me, and then I don't fall asleep. I'm actually interested. But this other app, so you can try it for like 3 days. I think you get like maybe 3 or 5 voices just to try out. But if you download the whole thing, which like it says like $130, $140 for the year, there's 25 different voices. You can actually speed it up too. So it'll read at a normal pace, or you could actually slow it down a little bit slower, or you can make it sound like the Micro Machine Cat. You know what I mean? Like really super fast.
That's pretty cool.
So you're almost like speed reading, but you're speed listening.
Yeah. So I'm like a 1.2 or 1.3, like not really fast because my comprehension is horrible, but like usually I'll be working, like editing a video for work or something. And while I'm doing that, I'm listening to something else. Cause like, I know
I could never do that. I can't, I would be so distracted.
Yeah. It's hard to,
I have a hard time like being on the phone while I'm at work. Cause I start just I get distracted very easily by it, I guess.
Weird, because you're always on the phone. I don't get it.
Oh, don't remind me of that.
So one of the things that's been happening a lot, I do a lot of conference calls with everybody, and I get distracted. So like if I know I have a conference call coming up at, in 10 or 15 minutes, I'm over here working on something, and because I got the Rodecaster right here, I basically I'm jamming out the music the whole time. So I've been caught like listening just rogue music, by people that probably shouldn't have been catching me listening to music like that. You know what I mean? Because I have to be presentable, right?
Like Mariah Carey's like Christmas.
No,
Like
Dolly Parton, Jolene.
Bone Thugs and Harmony. That's not where I thought you were going to go with that.
Did you ever hear the band Bumping Uglies?
What?
No, but
Bumping
I love
Wigglies?
it.
Bumping Uglies.
Oh.
Yep.
Nope.
Okay.
Adam, you have? Is it punk or?
I never got into them, but I've definitely heard of them.
Cool.
Say like what Trevor said, his comment a little while back there. Bill, it's all about planning and scheduling each day. That is true. I've been reading up on this book called The Morning Miracle, and it's all about pretty much setting up your day for success, and then it starts in the morning. Your morning miracle, a morning routine. Get everything done. Get your exercise in, get your day planned out, get a little bit of reading in, some journaling, some meditation. I mean, it's a great thing, but I have a very.
Do you follow through with it?
I do, but
you do.
I'm trying to do it every single day, but honestly, it's been hard because there's days where I'll have to drive 3 hours to a service call, and so I got to leave much earlier than I normally would. So it kind of really cuts in my time. So I don't even have consistent mornings anymore. Before, it used to be pretty consistent mornings, not so consistent afternoons. Now everything is chaos, and everything around me is burning.
I just find myself making excuses. Like, 'cause now, I could do it first thing in the morning, but I'm like, we're just gonna.
I could, but who's gonna eat these donuts?
So I know, Bill, you wake up pretty early. What time does everyone get up in the morning? And like, what time do you actually leave the house?
I work from home, so but I get up at 4:30 every morning. Usually,
I usually get up about 4, and
oh gosh,
I get out of the house about 5, 6.
My body clock hates me. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I could want to sleep in, and it doesn't matter. At 4:30, my body.
What are you doing at 4 o'clock when you wake up?
Sitting there looking at the alarm clock. Why I can't fall back asleep?
Oh, so it's not like you actually have something like you want to go do. It's
no.
Just like your
And
clock
I could go work out. I could go, do anything. But I'm just like,
that's true. I mean,
you
could.
Go back to sleep.
But what time are you going to bed, Brett?
I usually pass out around 10:30.
At least.
So I'm getting solid sleep. I'm just
6
being
hours.
lazy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because, for years, working for, doing 2 hours or 3 hours of sleep a night, that was normal. And then I was wide awake and energized, unless it was just a shit ton of Red Bull.
Man, see, this week I got, 65 hours this week. And I swear, like every week that I've been working 50, 60 plus hours, I'm just like, I can't imagine consistently doing any more than that, like 70 hours, 80-hour weeks. Holy crap, man.
1 second here. That's a good question. And I think last
it wasn't a question at all.
No, in chat, somebody was asking, why is there higher when there's higher wet bulb temperature, why is it cause I guess higher superheat? And I think Glasgow pretty much there is. You're right. There's more load on the evap. Higher wet bulb means more, I guess, water vapor in the air, right?
More latent heat.
Yep.
Because remember, we got to take that vapor that's going across the coil and turning it back into a liquid, right? And anytime you do a state change, that's the most amount of energy that thing is going to consume.
Exactly.
So it's going to obviously consume more refrigerant, which is going to cause a higher superheat.
So a lot of capacity would be used just to get rid of that water first before getting rid of anything else.
Well, think about it. It takes a hell of a lot faster for the temperature to pull down into a building than to actually pull out the humidity, right?
Absolutely.
So same thing.
That was a good question and good discussion for sure.
Speaking of that, EPRs, there's no way I can bring that picture up right now. But anyway, I sent Brett a picture of some EPR or a EPR valve that I saw on a shake machine last week. And it's got these weird little, I don't know what you even call them, like
notches. There's like notches cut,
yeah.
Which is weird. Like it actually, it looked like
Taylor machine. For any of you guys in the chat who may have touched one of these before.
I've never seen an EPR look like that. At first, actually, when I looked at the picture, like that's why I was specific. I'm like, what line is it on? Because I've seen valves that look like that are called automatic expansion valves. And they're typically on the liquid line, and they look a lot like that. So that's why I was being specific. I'm like, are you sure that's not the liquid line?
You know what? Now that I think about it, it may be an automatic expansion valve, but I'm pretty sure it said 22 psi. I know I've set those before, but shit, now I wonder.
Aren't they set already? The autos? Like I don't get it.
But there's
there's an adjustment stem on the top on the one that he showed me.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's actually I'm pretty sure it's an EPR valve because there's a cap tube also going to that to the hopper, to the insulated hopper. It's just like this big stainless steel bowl essentially with a coil wrapped around it, and there's a cap tube off the back, so they couldn't have a auto valve and a cap tube.
It would be a pressure regulator, especially if it was on the suction side, right?
Yeah.
Unless so it's a shake machine, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you turn it on, it might not be an EPR. It actually might be a crankcase pressure regulator. Because hear me out. So if you have that shake machine totally, and I've never worked on a shake machine. I'm just going off of what theory I'm gathering here, right? So if you start that shake machine, it's going to have the highest load as much as right now. You know what I mean? Like everything's going to be hot that you're putting in there, right? So if it has too much pressure, the compressor is going to overamp, right? So that if it would be a CPR, crankcase pressure regulator, or an outlet pressure regulator, it would hold back that pressure until the suction pressure got low enough to start feeding more and more to make sure you don't overamp the compressor. So I don't know if it, because it could be either or. I've never seen a valve that look like that. But if it's an EPR, then it's controlling the evaporator pressure. If it's a crankcase pressure regulator, then it's controlling the pressure going out to the compressor to make sure you don't overamp it when you first initially start it up. Because once everything gets nice and freaking cool and frosty and frozy, then obviously your pressure is going to come back down because your load's going to be down, right? So wouldn't need a CPR at that point in time. So I would call Taylor, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right.
Rise of temperature?
No. It's just close on rise of outlet. T stands for tap. When you see a sport valve, it's a solenoid, piloted, operated. open on rise of inlet, and T just stands for tap.
Hey, Rick is saying it's not an EPR, it's for the crankcase pressure regulator. I guess he's familiar with it. Bam.
Yeah, I've never worked on one. It's just we were talking about it more and more. I was just trying to figure out what it was.
Oh, and yes, chronic flute. It does bring all the boys to the yard, and it is better than yours. Damn right.
I wish I had a milkshake.
I'm not a fan of them. Ugh.
So anyway, let's get back to these. I'm curious about these CPR and EPR valves. So the EPR valve, I know that's just maintaining whatever set pressure in the evaporator, which I'm going to double check that because I'm still pretty sure it's EPR valve because I remember the little sticky, almost blank tag said something like 22 psi, but I don't know. I'll figure it out later. And the CPR valve, that one works by not holding the pressure back.
Well, you typically set them for the amperage.
Like a pressure limiting.
Well, it's pressure. That's exactly what it is. It's a pressure limiting valve, but the main purpose of it is so you don't overamp your compressor after a defrost. Like you ever see the coffin cases that have meat and stuff in them? Well, if they're on a single system, when they go into defrost, those fans are rolling, so that case might get up to 49 degrees. It's typically like the max that you really want that case. So if it's on a single system, there's no compressor capacity control. So it's not like you can kick on another compressor and bring the pressure down, right? The pressure is what the pressure is because you only have one compressor. But if you're running over the amperage that you should for let's just say 20 minutes of 4 defrosts a day, you're going to start killing that compressor. So the idea is that you put a valve in there that's going to regulate the outlet pressure to make sure it doesn't overamp the compressor. They also, if you guys aren't aware, Sporlan. If you've ever seen, so we have different power heads in Sporlan, right? We have a Z charge for low temp. We have an X charge for extremely low temp. We have a C for commercial and G for general application. So usually it'll say, like if it's R22 power head, it'll say for air conditioning, it'll say VGA. V stands for R22 in Sporlan or 22 replacements. GA is general application. Then after you might have a dash P. The -P represents a pressure limiting power head. So it basically does the same thing as a crankcase pressure regulator. The only difference is that it has a set value. So on that coffin case, I had realized that the amperage started to be okay for the compressor when it got down to about 40 PSI. Well, sure as shit, the power head was a SZP40. So it wouldn't let any pressure above 40 go to the suction until it actually came down low enough, and then it would actually start feeding the proper amount of superheat. And that prevented the whole system from, because they were replacing a compressor at least once a year because this thing was just eating itself alive.
And that is the pressure limiting EX or TXV that you're talking about, right?
That the power head is just pressure limiting.
Okay.
So you can take a regular standard, like, because that's what we did. It had a regular SZ charge, which is 404 low temp, and then I just added a power head that had the SZP, and then basically it limited my pressure, so I didn't no longer overamp that actual compressor.
And they wouldn't have a CPR valve on that also.
No, if you have a pressure limiting power head and it's going low enough, then you wouldn't need the CPR. The only time you need, like, let's just say I put the 40 on there and shit, it's still overamping at 40 pounds. Then I would have had to remove that pressure limiting power head, put a regular power head on there, and actually install a CPR. I was trying to be lazy and cost effective for the customer because we were just pulled out there to change a compressor. We just happened to find all this other crap that was going on.
So back to the shake machine. If that's how the shake machine is working and operating, and it's kind of limiting what's going on until the temperature starts dropping, does that mean in the beginning, when everything is hot, like the output, the capacity is lower than what it?
No, that's when the capacity is gonna be maxed out, when you have the most load on it, right? It's like starting an air conditioner when it's 80 degrees in the freaking house, right? The pressure is gonna be high as shit.
Right, but the valve is limiting what can go through it, right?
Yes, but that's when you would set it. You would set it on initial startup. So everything's warm. You put warm product in there.
Load.
Yes, and you see that compressor. It's rated for 10 amps, but it's running fucking 15. Then you would set that valve until it goes down to
you match what the compressor rating is supposed to be.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
I got it.
Correct.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've never had to do that yet.
Well, it looks like if it's CPR, which if Rick's saying it, I trust him.
Yeah,
I don't trust him anymore.
Why?
Because
he complained about all your beard hair.
That's
and
exactly
soap.
right. He can't handle another man's hair in the bathtub.
Yeah. After the Florida trip and Rick drinking his pink drinks from Starbucks,
I forgot all about those pinkety drinkities.
I started taking those up too. I'm a little embarrassed though, so I like go and order two things, so it looks like I'm getting it.
Then you got like a fake cup that's painted like real coffee. You slip over it. This ain't no pinkety drinkity. I'm a real man. What are you looking at, bitch?
It's like one of those commercials. Remember that one time you went over here? Well, that's a manly drink right there,
Nice.
all nice and pink and icy. It's lovely.
Where's that from? That voice? It's exactly the commercial. I just
Sling Blade, isn't it?
No, not Sling Blade. It's it's that cat that's in like every fucking Western movie.
Cat?
No, it's actual
cat.
guy. Sorry.
Yeah, gotcha. No, I got it.
We speak in cool lingo here.
Yeah, I
Joe.
got it. The cool guy got it. The cool guy.
I'm sorry. He was my guy, my buddy, my friend. Does that help?
I don't know how they identify people in Canada. They just call everybody they.
No, you know what I'm stuck on, because I'm trying to think of setting that. You said setting that crankcase regulator when it's on max load. I thought you're not supposed to do it. I thought you're supposed to do it when it's not a max load and you're supposed to adjust it.
No, you would have to, because the purpose of it is to reduce the amount of amperage during a hot load.
Sure. Okay.
So you would set it during the when it's the hottest, because you're trying to get that amperage down the compressor.
Yeah, because you don't want it to ever hit that point and go beyond, I guess.
Oh, I totally understand that. Okay, cool. Thought it was reverse. Okay. That's all.
It's been good. This week has been super warm out, and it's actually kind of nice because it's getting me in front of some refrigeration stuff again.
Cool.
Feels like I've been doing nothing but hot side stuff, kitchen equipment for a while.
Kevin told me Chicago's like burning down. He's like, it was 107 on this roof. I don't know how you do this shit. I'm done.
Oh man, it's 96 today where I was.
Yeah.
The humidity too, right? Which he's not used to probably, because Kevin's usually in the south, right?
No. He's up in Chicago. He lives near Chicago.
Yeah, so you should be used to it.
But he said it's like it was weird because like in Texas it was 104, 107. Like I was out in Cali this week. The whole week it didn't get above I think 83. So like everywhere else in the country is on fire except for California.
Surprised.
It was we did an install for this family over the winter, and we actually downsized their condenser. They had a 3-ton, we put it in a 2-ton, and she called and she's like, something's wrong with it. My house is really humid. And I'm thinking, it's humid. We dropped it by a ton, you know.
It should have ran longer.
Right. So she's like, you really need to come out. So I went out there today, and I go inside. She has a Sensi or an Emerson stat, and she's like, see, look at the thermostat. It says it's 68% humidity in here.
68 degrees in there?
No, it was 66 degrees in there. And she's like, look at my thermostat sending me warnings. My humidity's too high. I pull out my Fluke psychrometer, and I'm like, it's 40% humidity.
Oh my beautiful condition.
Wow.
And it was actually 60. Wow.
Quarter new thermostat or something?
It was a little bit off. So it was like
sure.
It was 69 in the house from what my Fluke was telling me.
69 with 44% relative humidity.
That's dry.
Yeah, that's amazing. Wow.
We work on this pharmaceutical joint, and they have a desiccant wheel, and the air coming out of that in the wintertime can get down as low as I've seen it negative 15 degree dew point. And then on the heat of summer, when because it's a fresh air unit, it pulls all fresh air in. It can still get the dew point down to 20 degrees.
That's amazing, that thing, man. Those things are amazing.
Because they're doing like keto powders and stuff like that. So like it has to be super dry because everything will start to clump. Same thing, they make like liquid gel caps. Yeah. So if the humidity is real high, and then you take those out of once they're made, you take them out, the pills will actually start to explode. Fuck. So the humidity has to be dry as shit.
It's just amazing how that desiccant wheel could just hold all that moisture and just bring it somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Well, think about it. I mean, desiccant is what we use in filter dryers.
That's right.
Yeah. And they actually use it. They actually use it to dry air as well. So in a lot of cold storage facilities and stuff, they have all kinds of pneumatic doors that are working off of air pressure, right? Yep. So here's the problem: if you use a regular refrigerated air dryer, it can only get down the dew point down to 35 degrees, which means anything lower than that, the water will actually start to drop out and start free shitting up, right? Well, these valves can't get water in them. So using a desiccant air dryer, they can get the dew point of compressed air down to negative 88.
Wow. So they use it for air.
The dew point down to negative 88.
Yeah.
I can't even
comprehend. That's crazy.
Don't they have desiccant wheels and like the bigger Aeon units?
Munters.
Is that what they call them?
Munters. Yeah. They basically
never heard of that. Munters?
So yeah, that's why like I'm not really a big proponent on putting like filter desiccant type material in like a discharge line. Like if you want to filter a discharge line, you'd rather use some kind of paper, because the reason why is the moisture is going through there, but desiccant is regenerated by heat. So in this application at the lab, they basically use gas heat to reverse blow across the other side of the desiccant wheel. It's not actually doing the dehumidification at that point. So then they're taking fresh air from outside, drying it out, and then just blowing that outside. In a Munters unit, what they do is on the first stage compressor, because they figure you're always going to need that first stage compressor, it actually pulls the air across the condenser for the A stage, which is on the outside, pulling it into the unit and then across the desiccant wheel. The only difference is in that particular unit, typically they use 410A. So if they're just running air conditioning, the head pressure set point will be 350 PSI. If they're doing dehumidification, they bump the head pressure up to 444 PSI.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
So they can get a higher saturated condensing temperature, so they can get more heat. So more of that heat now is used to regenerate the desiccant. So then you don't have to use natural gas to regenerate the desiccant.
Gotcha. So that's what.
So that's all they're doing with that condenser heat is just blowing it through the one side of the
to regenerate the desiccant. That's correct. Yes.
But I thought usually for like an Aeon, like let's say a makeup air unit, it's using the heat from outside to do that.
Well, so I mean, there's a difference. Aeon. I've never seen an Aeon desiccant unit, so I'm kind of confused with what you're saying.
Okay. Well, they have. I thought they do have them. I'm pretty.
No, they have makeup air units.
Yeah, makeup air units. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, like in kitchens, right? You're exhausting X amount of air, right? So you need to still make sure the building's under a positive pressure. So you need to make up that pressure, right?
Of course, any building.
So the captive air, they basically control the humidity. Sometimes they have air conditioning coils in them as well, right?
Absolutely.
So going back to this, using the condenser heat, Will Speed seems like he's familiar with it too. He says he uses heat as reactivation heat. So obviously, if they're going to be using condenser heat, that means that this rooftop unit is running. It's summertime. The AC is on. It's hot outside. So they're using, I'm just going to say, like, they're using air that's maybe 30 degrees hotter than the ambient temperature to go across that desiccant wheel. Now, is it just because it's hotter, it's going to reactivate that desiccant faster? Is that why
so if you don't have enough heat going across that desiccant, it's not going to regenerate. If it doesn't regenerate, then basically the wheel will become the wheel will become oversaturated and be like, you know what, dude, I'm done. I'm giving up. You know what I mean?
It would make sense that the most heat you can get through there, the faster to get the process done. Okay.
So, and there's filters. There's filters obviously before that condenser, so you don't have any, so you don't block up that condenser, because it's typically a microchannel is what they use.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I used to work for I'm not going to say the town, but one of the major towns that I live around. They have like 5 massive libraries throughout the whole town, and we would maintain those libraries, and each one of them had these giant ERV setups, and it was the coolest thing because you could just go there and change filters all day, and I did, and I would just hang out and kind of take things apart. And the first time I went there, I was like, they gave me all these extra filters. I don't know what the fuck these filters are for. And so I changed them, a month later, here's more filters. I'm like, I don't know. You're sending me like 10 extra filters. I don't know what they're for. And then I found out like, oh, it's an ERV. I'm like, okay, I know it's an ERV. And then somebody's like, yeah, you changed the filters in front of the wheel. I don't know where that is. And there's this stupid little hidden compartment. Like you open up the one door, and then back there you move some stuff. Then there's a hidden compartment. And I pull out these filters that are like 10 years old.
Yeah, nobody changes them.
No, nobody's ever found those.
ERVs get ruined.
I was the first one.
Maintains them, right? So you just trashed an ERV.
See, I was wondering, living in Texas, if I should invest in one. If it would be
in Texas, I think it'd be fine.
Yeah,
you even guys that do, like, let's say indoor pools, they try to cheap it out. Even buildings, they try to do these bigger HRVs, just bring in all this air, dry it, heat it, and just dump it back out. And if you don't maintain them, they'll be gone in about a year. But if you maintain them, I guess they'll last a little longer.
Speaking of dehumidification, Joe, I was just wondering. I know that Gary McCready has his red card, and he's doing a little bit of dehumidification work in your neck of the woods these days. Are you bumping into him?
No, not yet.
If you do,
you don't let him take my business.
Get a selfie with him or tell him I said hi or something.
That guy. He knew where the good market was, and he's getting in there. I don't know. I'm gonna keep an eye on him.
Should see if you can work for him.
No,
he's got a good thing going.
No, I got something better going. It's okay.
So you got big plans this weekend, Brett?
No. I don't know. I don't know. I got a lot of personal stuff going on right now. So like,
thanks, Jonathan Hughes.
From weekend to weekend, it's kind of crazy, man.
Yeah, no real way to know what's gonna be in the future for you.
Why say that?
You know what I just noticed? It felt like it was light out at Brett's house like 11 minutes ago, and now it's just dark.
Yeah, the sun just went down.
It's just crazy how fast it gets dark over there.
Well, it's not 9 o'clock here.
You live in Alaska.
It's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock here. So stupid daylight savings.
So where the hell's Chris?
He went to some party.
Yeah, fucking country music superstar show.
Yeah.
Blake Shelton. You ever hear of him? Blake Shelton?
No, I'm not. I like women.
You're not a country fan?
Yeah.
It depends. Like, hey, my sister is sleeping with my brother, who's my cousin's former roommate. Like that kind of country. No,
I'll kill him.
But like old school, like Dolly Parton, Del McCurry,
Waylon Jennings.
Yeah, a lot of bluegrass. Actually, it was funny. Like the first time I took my oldest daughter, she was like, I think 3 or 2. We took her to a bluegrass festival. She's yelling at all the hippies to put their shoes back on because everyone's dancing around in the mud. She's like, put your shoes back on.
That's awesome. That reminds me of Ozfest. I went to Ozfest many years ago.
Without your shoes?
No, I had my shoes
Oh
on.
no, you have to because there's glass
Everybody
everywhere.
else was, yeah, they were. somebody put some drugs in my drink, I think, and I just laid in the parking lot. Like, it wasn't really the parking lot. They converted one of the parking lots, and they had like 5 stages set up around the parking lot. And I was just done, man. I just laid down right there in the middle of everything and just
Took a nap.
like, yeah. No, I just laid there.
I went to an Ozfest in Camden, New Jersey, and that's just right off the border of Philadelphia, which is just oh man, just a lovely area. I'm allowed to say it. I'm from PA.
Yeah, someone I know is there too, so he sent me to
What is it like?
Pigsty.
It's a straight garbage town.
Yeah, it's
next time you want to be entertained, look up Kensington Avenue in Philadelphia.
oh jeez.
There's a whole like
It's not a bad area.
Oh yeah,
It's
horrible.
a bad area.
Like
I know.
Somebody just pulled in a big old trash barge and started building houses on it.
See, I always wanted to run the stairs, the rocky stairs of the museum.
At the library, yeah.
I was gonna say, Adam, Cyber was saying a picture of Chris's RC car. I put in our chat there. I don't know if you want to show it, if you could do it.
I could find it.
You don't need to see that cyborg sheep. It's just gonna make you depressed.
I already put it there in our chat, like the recent.
Did his wife pick it out? Because he said he got it.
Yes. Yeah.
His wife actually picked it out.
Yeah.
Dude, this is the smallest picture ever. How am I going to share?
But if I know Chris, he was very influential in her decision.
You think so?
I guarantee, because Chris has got a very specific taste.
Check out that picture, guys.
Where?
Where is it?
Oh my god.
Oh, that picture?
I tried to do something quick. And
You sent me, Joe.
well, I was in chat. Go find it. In comparison to Luke Falls, it's pretty big art. What's it called? Model.
I feel like I'm in my neighbor's house looking at my TV. It's so far away.
Hi, baby. I'm sorry, I have a visitor.
That's
Hi.
good. Not fine.
Hola.
Go back upstairs, sweetie. Love you.
Awesome.
Love you, Daddy.
Love you. Bye.
Okay. Somebody to tell him that way.
Go.
You said love you.
Fia.
You said okay. That's usually how I respond to people.
She well, no, she's like, oh, can I show him my hair? Like my wife's been bleaching and dyeing everyone's hair. Like every week when I come home, someone has a different color hair. Like my wife is tricolored now.
I don't know if that's really healthy for your hair, but
It's kid safe for sure. It's kid safe for sure.
No, it's not. She's using bleach. She's
Oh, yeah,
she's
that's
using permanent freaking
Never
dye.
yeah, your hair's not.
My
meant to
kid,
be
listen,
that.
which is messed up because my son like doesn't even like his haircut, like or his hair washed. So the fact that she was able to convince him to put bleach in his hair is just utterly amazing to me.
What's funny is when I was younger, I used to always put streaks in my hair, always like high school.
You gotta use some hydrogen peroxide. It's not.
Yeah,
as bad, right?
And now all you do, Joe, is put streaks in your underwear.
Thanks,
But, you know, back in my day
How
when I was a drunk, I bleached my whole beard
Mhm.
and then I dyed it neon green.
Really,
The whole thing, yeah. And I had a yellow mohawk.
I made a skid mark comment to my mother-in-law the one time. She was asking me what I needed for Christmas, and I said to her, I really don't need anything. And she's like, well, how about underwear? I was like, no, you can't do that. She's like, why? I was like, because for the past 4 years, I know how they go on. I know that yellow's in the front. I know that brown's in the back. And you get me new underwear, it's a blank slate. I'm not going to remember how they go back
That is
on.
amazing.
Awesome.
What did she say?
Oh, she was grossed out.
Oh, yeah.
Then I'm getting you new underwear if they got brown spots. I'm like, there's really not brown spots. I'm just saying it's funny.
You have to admit, you never have to buy underwear.
Right.
You never have to buy socks. You know, your mother-in-law always gets them for you.
Yeah, and I don't. The messed up thing is like, I never spend any money. I never spend any money, but when I finally want something, then obviously I just buy it. But like I'm really simplistic. Like every shirt that I have is typically one that I got from a supply house.
Man, that is a great topic.
What,
dude? Besides like this, I don't know, midlife crisis collectible phase that I was going through briefly. First part of the week.
$150 midlife crisis, by the way. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's not like we're not talking a Corvette or nothing.
Well,
but
Chris is an asshole because now him and I are going back and forth with new stuff that we're buying. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
so I've been
Peer
trying
pressure.
to find great T-shirts, man, because I'm like I don't know, I'm sort of a T-shirt snob, only because the collars really piss me off. Because most of the time you buy a shirt and the collars are all stretched out and stuff. Now, what is that thing?
That's a feet per minute gauge.
I have that. I have it. That's
Are
awesome.
you serious?
This little thing that you screw onto it to hold it.
Yeah, yep. And then there's a little adjustment 0 thing in it. The case looks like it's old as shit. I don't even know where it's from. Like what year?
There's no manufacturing dates on it.
I literally just got it today and I busted it open, and so I was afraid to open up the directions and look.
That looks like it's straight out of the 60s.
Right?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a good question you put up there on screen. Really good question. It's almost like your license. Renewing your license, you should do the test again.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For the people that listening in on the podcast that we don't post.
Yeah, Bill. Good job.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Wait, what? What happened?
Yeah, we have a podcast. I don't know if you know that, Brett, but we also do podcasting.
Oh, okay.
We upload once a year, though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if you catch it on the
Like, I would have felt bad. I was like, you guys have a podcast and I didn't know. I guess
No,
I
see,
try to
our
listen to everything you
podcast
guys
is
do.
literally just the
Thanks, Bill,
audio
Brett.
from this video. We just strip the audio and then we upload it.
For the people that are not here on Fridays, but they want to listen to us while they're breaking shit during the week.
Yeah. So people can imagine what it's like to be blind.
So what was the question, Adam? What was the question?
What were we talking about?
Brett,
T-shirts. We're talking about T-shirts.
No, Trevor's question on
Do you
thing.
think it should be mandatory to take continuing education courses in the HVACR industry?
Yes.
Yes.
Ding.
Awesome. All right. So
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
T-shirts. T-shirts, man. I've been on a month-long hunt to find T-shirts, and I finally found some T-shirts on Amazon. Pro Club. They're kind of expensive. They're like $30 a piece. Awesome collar. They fit great. They're almost perfect. Because, yeah, I can't stand like a odd fitting T-shirt. If the neck's too big, can't stand it. The sleeves are like oddly shaped or something. The bottom doesn't taper out properly.
I just need to stop being a fat shitbag.
Well, do you guys?
I know.
That's a bit better.
All of it.
I don't know if
Shitbag.
it's, I don't know
I
if
love
it's
that.
Facebook or TikTok. One of them I think has my number pegged because I get ads all the time. It's like fat dads.
Those true fit shirts
Yeah,
that
like-
make it look like man boobs.
Yeah, it's like, are you fat? Well, these shirts make you look.
Man, I'm gonna go on our website right now and go to the little spot where it has the size drop down menu. I'm gonna
Shitbag size.
I'm gonna put like XXL and then fat shitbag right there.
That's
See how many
awesome. You have
fat
to do it.
shitbag size shirts I get.
You have to do that, dude. You have to. That is amazing.
Like, man, this shirt doesn't fit. Do you have like a size fat shitbag here? Sorry, no, this is
We're having a
JC
hard
Penney
time
shirt.
fitting. I have to buy 2 airline seats whenever I go to the airport.
Oh man.
And
There
they're
goes
like,
another commercial.
like, what is fat
Are
shitbag,
you a
sir?
big fat shit bag that can only fit in 2 seats? Well, then you need this size shirt.
Like, this shirt will cover up all your fat shitbag sides. You got shit on the front popping out, it'll cover up. Shit on the back popping out, we got you covered, you fat
Sides.
shitbag.
The funny thing is, these shirts, it looks like it's like a more of a slimming shirt too. It's like, doesn't
Oh,
your
it definitely is.
more because they're like, oh, these shirts are too big and baggy. It makes me look fat. Like, no, your stomach makes you look fat.
And that's
Yeah,
what
your
they said in the
fat body
commercial.
makes you look fat, you shitbag.
Jessica's saying I
Love
thought about
that.
buying Craig a fat dad shirts for Father's Day.
I mean, I think they're just like tighter on the shoulders and arms, so it like looks like you worked out once 20 years ago,
Yeah.
and then life got a hold of you and just beat you down.
Well, actually, I knew somebody who used to do that. He used to buy big T-shirts, cover the fat, and then just go to the tailors and tailor their sleeves so they're tighter around his arms.
Oh, so his arms look like super muscular,
And it wasn't me. Yeah.
and then
exactly.
like the rest of his shirt is like a big baggy parachute.
Well, yeah, cover the fat. He was like a big
That's
Guido, eh?
awesome.
He was like a
Joe,
Guido.
you're
Yeah.
you're Sicilian, so you always
Oh, but
you always look wrecked, right?
Yeah, I can't call it, but you're right. That's funny because the Southerners kind of do look.
Oh, dude, Sicilians are just straight up.
Yeah, what's that kind of style of body? I can't remember the term they call it.
Fat
but
shitbag. That's
Metrosexual.
I think so.
Mhm.
If you say, I'm just gonna agree. But
I mean,
metrosexual doesn't seem.
I haven't
Fur
seen you wear a V-neck in a while. Let's be honest.
Well,
that is true.
let's be honest. I don't feel really the V-neck, type
Yeah,
anymore.
he looks like
You're
he's just
not?
been sunbathing all summer.
Man, I would rather be waterboarded than wear a V-neck.
Why?
It just feels so weird. It's like
Uncomfortable.
I might as well just have no pants on too if I'm going to expose this much of my neck.
Well,
I feel bad because we spent so much time bragging on Joe for his V-necks, and now he doesn't
I
like it.
don't.
no, I like him. I like him, but it's just not right now. fit the part. To be
Imagine,
honest,
imagine if you had like V waist pants where it just like showed like the top half of your junk. Not all your junk, but these are my new V waist pants.
the pubes. Dustin Cole, V-neck or nothing. I agree, Dustin. You know what? Actually, this summer, for the
yeah,
last
Dustin
couple,
Cole is a V-neck guy.
yeah, Dustin.
Oh man,
I've been going commando. I don't know about you guys. It feels pretty good. I can't wear
Never.
shorts. I just want to go commando. Honestly, just going.
Never. I
commando.
never.
When are you
ever.
doing that? Like at work?
Yeah, buddy. Bam.
Isn't-
Commando.
All right, so don't
care.
they have you wear these boots that have like protection? What are they called? What are the certifications?
Oh, the CSA.
So CSA, they allow you to wear no freaking jorts.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. What the hell?
You should. I mean, if you're gonna wear nail-proof boots, you should be wearing a cup. You should be wearing probably a helmet too.
Helmet, elbow pads.
Yeah, you can grab your helmet. It's time to go to work.
Oh, you know what? No, the commando feels good. Actually, it helps a lot. I don't care. Those hot days. Fuck it.
No, man. How do you keep the
I don't like-
separation down there,
I don't
man?
like swinging between my legs, man.
No,
My
man.
pants aren't that baggy to have a swinging. So
Yeah, you got to tuck it into your boot.
yeah, it tucks into one of the sides, and
I
you're good
guess.
to
I guess if I had an innie instead of an Audi, I guess I
go.
wouldn't have that problem either.
Ding. Yeah,
You
I guess
know?
so. I guess so. It works for me. So,
It has been a sweaty week though,
It is.
which I'm glad I kept an extra uniform in my truck because I changed my shirt daily.
Joey, skinny jeans.
I didn't think that's where you were going. I thought you were going to say, well, I went to go fart and, I don't change.
No, that's Chris stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have I maintain control of my beehole at all times.
Are you 40 yet?
Next month.
Nah, you won't.
Give it time.
It'll be like the day after. I'm like, what is this? Oh, I
Dude,
shit my pants.
I told you guys. I mean, the guy that taught me refrigeration taught me, the 4 important rules, and the 2 other ones would never pass the bathroom, never trust a fart. And he told me right when you hit 40.
I already learned that because I drink a lot of water, and I don't know. I don't really. I'll pass the bathroom only because I know it's like I still got some capacity. I can still hold it a little bit longer. Then I just pull it to the side of the road and just stand in front of my van and pee.
See, I always screw up the math. I'm like, okay, 20-ounce Red Bull, 60-ounce bladder. Fuck, I gotta go.
Right.
Well,
right.
see, the other day I was working. Where was I at? I was at the school, I think. And even though school's not really in session, there's still a ton of people here. And I was out back working on this condenser. And I had to go to the bathroom, something fierce, right? And I was like, I can't just go by my van because I'm in a school. There's really no place I can hide. Everything's locked up. But I know there's like kids doing extracurricular activities all around me, so I can't just whip it out.
Yeah.
So I started like, well, how could I make a device to pee and have nobody see me? So I was like, and I had 3/4 seal tight with me. I was like, I got it. So I ran the seal tight down like the by the door of the van, underneath the van, so it's just kind of hanging out there. Just kind of slid the door closed.
You're funny.
Did my stuff and it worked great.
You're gonna end up on some kind of list.
Yeah.
A list of geniuses who make
Guys,
up
3/4. That's it. 3/4.
3/4. I wasn't banging it. I just needed to fill it up.
It's fun. It's funny you brought this up. So my son today, like I got back from California, and he loves peeing outside. I don't know what it is about just loves just drop trout wherever we're at. Just we'll do pee. He gets back. He looks at me. He's like, Dad, Grandma wouldn't let me pee in her yard.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yell at Grandma, not me.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's awesome.
I should ask my grandma.
My nephew was the same way. He was actually scared of the shower behind the shower curtain.
Yeah.
So he would always go outside. And when they asked him, where are you going? He said, I'm going to pet the cat, because they had an outdoor cat. And they'd go look at him. He's standing in the middle of the yard just pissing straight, not even in a bush, just like the middle of the yard.
Going to pet the cat.
That's
Awesome.
It reminds me of an employee that used to work with us. He used to go to people's houses, and I'm the type that I can't go on some side of somebody's house. I don't care how big this house is in a bush. You can't do that. It's just they have.
You don't know who's going to come out the window.
Right.
Yeah, how do you residential guys
What are you
do
doing?
that?
Right. And it just gets me so angry when he does it, because he just goes anywhere. I'm like, dude, fuck, if someone sees you, that's disgusting. They're gonna be like,
Back in the day, I worked with a guy where I would like be outside or whatever, and I'd walk down in people's basements, and this guy would be like pissing in their laundry sink. Or their sump pit or whatever. Like, what are you doing? Go to the bathroom upstairs. He's like, it's fine. You know,
Yeah, I do. I piss in my own sump pit all the time, honestly.
I've done it in some pit, but I've done it some pit before. I agree.
I mean, that's one of my biggest things with residential guys. Like, what do you guys do? Like,
ask to use the bathroom or go to a freaking gas station.
Oh man, I don't know if
how many. No, I have to know because I know this has happened to at least all three of you. How many times have you plugged up a lady's toilet and didn't know what the hell to do?
I never have. I think I've took one dump ever in a customer.
I never
really
never would even come to that. No.
You're a home pooper.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like my body knows when it's home.
Oh, I'll poop anywhere.
I can't. Nope. And if on the rare occasion when I do, like go to a rest stop or something, and I drop trow and I sit down and like I'm good to go. There's nobody there. And then all of a sudden, like one guy walks in and he like sits right next to me in the stall, and I'm like, shit, I can't do nothing. I can't do it now. I gotta wait for him to leave.
I know.
I think I told you guys like I pooped in the back of my work van when I was up in PA. And the up in the Northeast Extension, the Pennsylvania Turnpike, it's like every 15 or 20 miles is the next town, right? So I'm stuck in traffic. Traffic's not going anywhere. It's only a 2-lane highway, and I got to take shit. So I get over on the side of the road. I pull over, and I go in the side door, open up the hockey puck lock off the side, open up the door, get in, do my business, go to get out. I can't get out.
Oh,
I'm fucking locked in. I'm like, I have the button with me. I'm hitting the fucking button, trying to get it to unlock. It won't unlock. It won't unlock. And I knew my buddy of mine lived north of me, and I knew he always used, he usually left, same time I did. So I knew he was probably behind me. I was like, hey buddy, I need you. I'm at exit mile marker like 15 or something. I was like, I need you to pull over on the side next to my van. I need you to open up the door. He's like, what happened? I was like, I don't want to talk about it. Just get here. So thank God I had a top of a bucket, so it wasn't too gnarly, but like,
you didn't have you didn't put a garbage bag in there or something?
No, but what happened was, so I always have a phone holder on my side. So when I went to go get in the van, I hit the child safety lock. I turned the child safety lock on, and that's why I couldn't get back off.
But couldn't you get out the back door?
No, because I had the hockey puck on.
Because
I had the hockey puck on the back, right, and then I had the hockey puck on the side. Took off the hockey puck. What's that?
If it was 100 degrees outside, you'd roast yourself to death.
Speaking of Home Depot, that's one of the only places I will go to shit. They have awesome toilets and they're power flush.
I know Dustin Cole said the Hobby Lobby, and I agree. You know why? Because when I go there,
Hobby Lobby?
I even know what Hobby Lobby is.
I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing there, but when I do go there and I use the bathroom, there's not any guys in there. There's no guys around for miles.
Oh, that's a good point.
You go in there and you're just like, I poop with the door open. I lean back and get my shoes off.
I think it's almost because like it's almost like a girl's bathroom in the men's room because it's so just nice and clean in there. The only reason why I know is because I think I own stock in that store, and I probably should because my wife just miraculously gets stuff from there all the time. Oh, it was on sale.
Everything's always on sale. Actually, man, I almost walked into the women's bathroom the other day at the rest stop. Luckily, there was somebody working there, and they were vacuuming. Because I walked past them, and I know exactly what I did. So I'm looking at the two. They're not doors, like when you walk in a rest stop, they're just open spots, and they have woman and man. And I came around the corner, and I just caught the MEN part of the woman. Oh, so I'm walking that way. After I saw the MEN,
where's the urinal?
Right here. So I'm walking in, and the lady vacuuming. She's like, "Sir, you're going to the wrong one." I'm like, what? And I look over like, oh, I am. It's like, that would have been bad.
Your response, you should have turned around. I identify as a female.
Yeah, with the beard and everything.
And just kept walking.
Kept walking. Yeah, that would have been nice.
That would have been amazing.
Excuse me, ma'am. I am also a ma'am.
Right.
Yeah.
Jessica Egan in chat says she uses her vacuum, her shop vac. Now, do you open the shop vac or do you use the hose?
Oh, I mean, you could just turn it on and stick it up.
That's more disturbing.
Jesse's like, my truck has 120. Look at this.
Hey man, I got the Milwaukee battery powered vacuum, so you don't need to worry about that.
There was a post going around, and I wish I would have screenshot it because I in hindsight, but it was a Milwaukee women's assist tool, battery powered.
I saw
that. But that was it's fake.
But it was still funny as hell.
Oh yeah, it was.
I was like, because I texted Kevin. I texted Kevin. I was called him Karen. Kevin. I put his name.
That's got a nice ring to it, Karen.
For the pet since I accidentally put Karen on one of the advertisements for the podcast, and
Oh wow!
so like then I changed his name to Karen in my phone, so it's
hilarious.
Does he know that?
Yeah.
Oh, he
That's
does.
amazing.
That is funny. I can't believe you put a podcast.
Kevin seems like he's a hard guy to read, which would make him a hard guy to joke around with. I guess maybe if you got to know him after a while.
Yeah, probably.
He just he strikes me as like the stereotypical tradesman.
that would be very apt. I believe. I would agree.
Yeah, just bitter, hardened by his life.
I've had, dude, lately, man. So you can always tell when Kevin's like just about at his wit, because I have like that. The more he's at like at the end, that's how much more editing I have to do throughout the podcast. Because like he'll go on a tirade for 15 minutes. This manufactures I can't believe it.
I've heard him do that. Yeah.
And then you can tell when I'm tired or got shit going on, because I'm like, oh, just let it go. I don't care.
Just let it go. Nobody cares. I remember where was that? I was up in Michigan, up north, like 2 hours north of my house. And I know the company that Kevin works for, and they have a branch up around me. And so I saw one of the vans there, and I sent Kevin a message. I was like, hey, Kevin, are you up in my area? I knew he wasn't. I mean, just because, what are the odds of that? Because I'm 2 hours north. Obviously, he's not. I mean, so whatever.
Unless there's a store on fire, but go ahead.
No, and he's like, no, I'm not up there. And I was like, then I sent him a picture of the van with the logo on it. I was like, you liar. And that was it. And he didn't respond or nothing. I'm like, well, he either thinks I'm weird or crazy or
no, dude. He's like, his phone doesn't ever stop.
I bet.
Dude, I could
doesn't ever stop. Like, so
if I get 9 phone calls, I'm pissed.
He would love 9 phone calls. Like, his phone rings like mine used to. Like, I remember one summer, I almost had a mental breakdown because I was having a conversation with somebody. I was answering texts, and then people would call me like, hold on, I'll continue this conversation, try to resolve this, texting someone back. And I'm just like, I'm going to go poo, and I'm going to lay down on the couch for about an hour. No one ever touched me. I'm going to turn off my phones. They're going out here. I just need to relax. Cause like, it was so much input that I was like, oh my God, like everything was on fire. And right now everything is on fire. When
you were doing that, how can a company put that much weight on an employee and think that you're going to?
I don't ever complain. I don't ever complain because I'm paid well. I mean, like in my whole career, I've never went to someone and said, give me this money or I'm out of here.
Yeah.
The conversation will usually go, listen, I've increased my billable efficiency from 75% to 85%. I saved this $1 million account, this $1 million account. I think it's time we talk about a raise.
Cool.
That's fair enough, right? Yeah. I mean, like, as long as you have analytics and numbers behind, like, and I'm dealing with that, like, and now a lot with corporate. So I'm starting a tech support line for CoolSys employees. And basically I have to find a way to pay for it. So I did, but I mean, that's one of the things. You come up with a concept and, you try to, do whatever you can to make that concept come true.
Who's your tech support person? Is it you?
Not right now. I'm trying to find guys that, so we all know that they're, guys they get worn out. Their knees are broken. Their back's broken. They really just can't do the job, but they're still stupid smart, right? So instead of having them retire, if they're patient and still good at what they do, why can't they be utilized for what they did do out in the field? But just plop them in front of a computer, give them a phone, go. And if they don't have anything to do, I mean, I could always give them shit that, like right now I'm in contacts with a cornhole board manufacturer. Wow. So we went to do training, and I saw this awesome setup where they set up these controllers on this control board. I was like, this is really badass. So I took a bunch of pictures, and I forgot to measure it. So I'm sitting there with my ruler, and I'm like, okay, so I have one of the controllers here. I know the controller is 11 inches. So then I made the picture of the controller only 11 centimeters, so it was even. So for every centimeter in the picture then represented an inch. So then I started measuring all the dimensions, and then basically, actually I have it right here. I drew up all the dimensions, of what it's going to look like. This is the side view from it, and this is the top view. So all the controllers go in here, and this part in here is recessed, and this is where the lights, the potentiometers, and switches are all going to be on the other sides.
Cool.
Because eventually what we're going to do is, also build some trainers and then put them in a Pelican box, send a technician that's really badass at that particular thing, and send them out and train that area on that particular piece of equipment.
Don't you guys have those not VR, but those glasses where you can kind of watch what the
Google Glass?
Yeah, whatever.
No, I was trying hard, but like they're expensive. They're really, really expensive. They're $2,400.
And you know they're gonna get broken.
Well, not even that,
fast.
but like so my original idea is like we'll do 10 samples, right? We'll buy 10 of them. We'll send them out because that's $24,000. But you have to make sure they're going to be used, because how many times we buy an awesome ass tool and it gets used once? You know what I mean? So like, because it wasn't going to be, there's no guarantee that it would definitely be getting used. You know what I mean?
Did you take a demo on that?
I did. I was sitting in a store, and I was sitting on a Teams call with someone. We actually shot a video of me being on the other line, because like you could like while you were looking at a schematic, you could say zoom level 5, take a picture, and then add picture to Teams contact so and so, and it would send that picture to the guy, and it could hear you throughout. And on top of it, like when I heard the audio of after the recording, so obviously I can't hear myself talk. I can only hear him talk, but he said that I was crystal, and I was like, literally, I started getting closer to a 3D compressor that's unloaded. And if you ever heard like a 3D, when they unload, they're fairly loud. They sound like they're clapping, or it's Nicki Minaj slapping her ass together. That's what it sounds like. So like, and I asked him, I was like, can you hear me? He's like, it's solid. So he sent me the video after he was done recording this, have the conversation in the mechanical room. And it was pretty badass, man. Like I was impressed with the noise cancellation, because I mean, that's awesome. One of the like, now that I'm making videos for Cool, it's like, like I just shot one how to, change a valve plate on a compressor, step by step, pumping down the compressor, relieving the pressure, just doing step by step, cleaning the gasket off, making sure you have all the gaskets in the right direction, so on and so forth. And one of the hardest things is the machine room noise, because like no one wants to listen to a video that sounds like that while they're trying to get educated, right? So I've learned, like I've never done video editing and stuff before, so I downloaded this program called DaVinci Resolve. And it's amazing. I can actually, I can use the EQ and actually kill the noise. So like when I was saying to my work, I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. I want to do these videos. I think it's going to be awesome. And they're like, well, how are you going to combat this? So I actually did an audio sample where I shot, one video of a guy talking with a wireless mic facing away. So he has that with him, but you can still hear it in the background. So what I did was I adjusted the EQ on it, and that sounded amazing. They're like, well, this is awesome. Why are we not doing this? Let's do it. That's when what I'm doing now took off,
Fucking give him the green light, son.
Yeah,
like I said,
I always
proof
thought,
of concept.
What is the, I was always wondering, what is the point of those glasses? Why can't you just use like FaceTime or whatever?
Safety.
Okay.
Safety and noise cancellation. Because next time I'm in a mechanical room, Adam, I'm gonna call you, and you're gonna understand why.
Can't hear anything.
Yeah. You'll understand why that you really can't FaceTime, because you can't hear shit. Like, and I'm deaf.
How much again? $2,400 a piece.
They sell. There's like a different. I was looking at one called Vuzix, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
I think you can get them for like
nothing about these,
something like that.
But I don't think those ones have the noise cancellation. Actually, so what you can do is if you look up the I'd have to look up the manufacturer, but RealWear. If you look up RealWear glasses and then Harley Davidson on YouTube, it actually shows a video of a guy wearing them, and then them recording the call while he has a Harley revved up and hammering on it. And it shows you how good the noise cancellation is.
That's pretty cool.
So they, because like, even when you're like, I guess, like I said, next time I'm in a motor room, I'll call you, and you'll see like why you can't hear me, and why I'm deaf.
Yeah. A few comments here before we go. That one's a big one. Why?
Why what?
Well, I've just seen a couple of. There's just a lot to talk about there. I guess it has to do with Seer Rating. Somebody was saying about bigger coils, like all the manufacturers making huge, I guess, condenser coils
Making
and
bigger
stuff,
coils,
big coils,
efficiency.
lowering head pressure, I guess, making the Seer better. I don't know. Big
Well, so-
more subcooling. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't
Pressure
think
ratio.
I don't think you'd be able to lower the head pressure even bigger. You're gonna just I think you're gonna have more subcooling. I think is what it's gonna
Absolutely, more subcooling for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so like on a regular standard unit, like on a 16 Seer, you might shoot for 12
But
degrees of
isn't your
subcooling.
isn't your condensing temperature going to be different though? Like if you instead of having a normal 30-degree split, you're only doing like say 20.
Well, I think you'd be locked to whatever the ambient is, right? You can't go any lower than ambient.
No, you can't go any lower than ambient, but you can be lower than like say the old school rule of thumb, 30 degrees above ambient. Now we're only doing 15, 20 degrees because we got a coil twice the size of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I know subcooling for sure, but I thought the head pressure was a little lower, but whatever. And I think that's a main factor for energy factor, and evaporator, same shit pretty much, right?
I'm curious to see what happens to all the equipment with this Seer 2 thing is coming.
Wait, what? What's going
What
on?
is this?
It's like I haven't even like really dove into it far enough to understand everything that's going on. But there's like a new Seer rating, the energy efficiency rating for residential. I guess commercial equipment does Seer.
They're renaming it or something?
It's like a different standard. So I guess what they were saying was the old ratings were not done in like a real life type situation when they certified the equipment for Seer, right? Because everything was done in a lab, and
So everything has to be like recertified now.
Well, so you got to remember a lot of this stuff is sized off of Ashrae Standards. Okay, Ashrae Standards typically the books are written every 10 years, and when they write the books for the 10 years, when they rewrite to figure out how much you should size something, right? As far as like they say, you size a condenser 15 more than what you typically would with the total heat rejection, right? The problem is that when you take a 30-year sample, it kind of lowers your average because, in 30 years, we do have what's called a cool down period. Sometimes it does get stupid cool, and that's going to throw the averages off. So now I think Ashrae is thinking about doing a 10-year average, to keep it on the higher side. So like, typically they would say, oh, we just oversize that by about 15% for a condenser. Because of and I do truly believe in global warming, but I believe that that we are getting hotter, and that's why a lot of this equipment is just falling fucking apart. Also every year, regardless if you're by the shore or whatever, your efficiency of your condenser, clean or not, is still going to degrade. It's still going to go down.
Yeah.
What is your thoughts on that that whole reusable cylinder thing?
So the manufacturers have came out, from my understanding, and stated, how am I going to get all this shit done? Because honestly, you think about refrigeration, man. Refrigeration, you might use 400 cylinder, or 20, 40, 40, 60 cylinders in a night. You know what I mean? So imagine having to have, because they're going to have core charge, right? You're going to have a holding.
Yeah.
Help me out here.
Or
I can't think.
core, whatever.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Deposit, bottle deposit, whatever. Yeah. So, but they said it was like that we're going to have a really hard time getting enough to do what we do in disposables.
Really?
Yeah. Well, think about it, man. They all have to be certified. They all have to have tear weight. They all have to be make sure they're pressure tested. Make sure they pass whatever standard that they're supposed to.
Yeah.
So that's going to take a shit ton of money. The material is because it's going to be thicker. The canisters now are going to be heavier.
A little heavier, yeah.
And now you have to get them recertified, just like your recovery cylinders. Like, how much does a recovery cylinder cost to hold on to?
They
for
charge
a month?
$150 for eternity.
Yeah.
Yeah, but usually they charge you like monthly per however time you hold it. No,
no, it's just like a one time.
Every tank is a one-time core charge, $150.
Okay, but still, imagine, like for a refrigeration guy, we typically hold at least 12 cylinders of refrigerant in our truck. So
I got 3. I'm lame.
410, 20, 22, and 134A.
410, 134, 22, 4. Oh no, I got 404 too.
404. So I got 4.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna start carrying 448 because we got a couple of customers that have 448. So
I heard the new R32 cylinders. Maybe it wasn't the R32, but some of the semi-flammable or whatever refrigerants that it's going to be like a tank inside of a tank. So
that
like
I don't know.
pressure vessel or whatever. So if it gets too hot or whatever, it won't. You know.
I did see a post on one of the groups that a guy's van blew out. The whole side blew out. I didn't look into it, but you're talking about the newer refrigerants, but I don't know. But his whole van just blew out. I don't know if you guys.
It could have been an oxyacetylene rig, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's why I didn't look.
That's typically what it is. They're smoking a cigarette and they're like throw it out the window, but it goes in the back, and all of a sudden something catches on fire.
Well, they never actually close the tanks off. They just kind of shut the
the regulator off. Just holds off the regulator, be fine.
I know I'm not the only one in here who's been driving down the street and you hit like some bump or you hear something.
Oh no!
Over and all you hear in the back. Swerving to get off the road because you're like, oh my god, is it acetylene? Is it acetylene?
Is this gas? Yeah.
No, you can usually smell it.
Yeah,
you can usually smell it. There's that acetylene smell that and then
that's how it ends.
Oh, it's just refrigerant. I'm gonna start getting lightheaded, so I gotta make my way slowly over to the side. I did. You know what? I did that in a walk-in box. I was training down in San Antonio, or Rio Grande Valley. I was stupid close to the border, and so we were at a big box store, and I was trying to explain to this guy what could potentially happen if you put big evaporators in too long of defrost. And what I was explaining to him is sometimes what will happen is if you overheat a coil, you get that moisture, and you'll see it even on a smaller refrigeration. You'll see the moisture build up on the fan blade. Yes. Okay. And if the fan blade is at the lowest point, the water is going to drip down on the fan blade. Yes.
Sure.
Then it's going to refreeze when it goes back into freeze because there's going to be a little moisture, especially if you're heating it up to like 70, 80 degrees where it's not supposed to be. Correct?
Yep.
Okay. So now the unit spit turns on. Now it's going to turn. Now next defrost, that's the heaviest panel, right? So what's going to happen? Lay it back down. So you get more moisture. Every defrost. Then all of a sudden, it's like a tire going out of balance. Pop, and the whole thing's freaking shaking. So typically when this happens, you have some big-ass evaporators in these big box store. And I was saying, like, we have to make sure this doesn't happen because it's horrible. So then the whole fucking rack goes down. So I was like, let's go in the freezer and see if it's happening because we looked at the defrost termination temperatures. And I walk in and I'm like, all right, turn around, get out, let's go. And he's like, what's wrong? I was like, just get the fuck, get out. And I had to lay down. Like we found a leak. It broke the liquid line. The liquid line snapped off from vibration, bent all the way back. And literally from the time that we walked in the store, from the motor room was running, I had a little bit of refrigerant in my receiver. From the time we got in the store, in the freezer, the charge was gone. It was gone. Because we got back out and I had like a mouse fart coming out my gauges then at that point. So it literally broke when I was explaining to him what could happen. And when we went in, we almost got tossed because there was so much refrigerant in the air. We were starting to get both of them lightheaded.
Like how much charge are we talking?
About 800 pounds, probably.
Come on. So what did you just feel it? Did you smell it, or what was it?
I just started getting whenever your brain gets deprived of oxygen, it sounds like you're underwater.
Yeah.
And that's what I started feeling. I was like,
smart enough you did that, and you got out. Yeah, you would have passed out. You would have passed out.
Well, that's what I mean. I started getting naughty. Yeah. Like I felt like I was going to lay over. That's why I sat down. Like I felt myself because he went to go check in with the manager. I ran into the thing because I was scoping out shit so I could explain stuff to him better, right? So I'm scoping everything out, and then he comes up behind me, and then that's when I started feeling lightheaded. I'm like, let's get the hell out.
Good job.
Get the hell out. Because, I mean, everything was fine. The whole rack was running. Everything was at temp. So it literally must have broke when we were walking into the fucking store. Yeah. And by the time I after him coming back in, I sat down. We sat down for about 10, 15 minutes so I can get my bearings. We went back out to the motor room to see how bad it was. Motor room was silent.
So how do you prevent that? I guess like you keep them off for a little longer.
No. So you when you have a defrost termination with electric defrost, you want to make sure you're right at termination. So find the spot on the coil. Even KE2 will tell you this one with their sensors. They'll tell you to basically find the spot on the coil that where the frost drops off the last, and that's where the termination sensor is going to be. Now, a lot of these big box stores sometimes on the older EMS, on the older energy management systems, they don't, they don't have defrost termination sensors. They just say 60 minutes. So 60 minutes.
Right.
So whether it's too hot or too cold. The only other cheater thing you could do You could put in like an A19, put in your own
Oh,
defrost mechanical,
Yeah.
mechanical termination. Or the other option is get yourself some food grade silicone spray and spray it on all the panels. Because if the panels can't stick any water,
Yeah.
we can't freeze any water.
So it's like an oily base or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but
that's
it's
a good
food, I
idea.
mean, it's food grade and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying that that's the right thing to do, but I mean, I gave you other options that you could try. You know?
Yeah. It's actually a good idea. Cool. Well, guys, we're 40 minutes past. It's been an awesome show.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's awesome that you came on. Adam does these hidden things. I don't know how he did it. He arranged it, but
I was watching and just commenting, and then all of a sudden, Adam texted me, and it was like, and I ran back to the computer because I was like, fuck, I gotta get my computer on. And my the middle one that came in, she's like, what are you doing, Dan? I was like, I gotta get on the computer.
Scrambling.
Like, get out of here. The overtime guys need me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Just
But
throw her out of the way. Like,
there's a group of guys. The whole community is a lot of the guys. Ty, Clive, you. I can't remember who else. Obviously, it's just come on anytime.
yeah, you
want.
just read the names. They're still here.
Trevor.
They're on the
Trevor.
Yeah,
you know,
Trevor, Will, Troy.
I gotta
Refrigeration
Time
Kevin
will, like-
Mitchell, don't know him.
Yeah,
Cyborg
yeah.
Sheep.
I gotta start
Greasy
doing
hair. I
one.
hear every week.
I want to, if you could hook it up, I want to do a show with Clive or Ty.
Absolutely.
Those guys
You
are
gotta look it up.
amazing, both of them.
should do a
Absolutely. You hear
show
that, Ty?
and Clive, both of them together.
Have a
We can
man
even-
sandwich.
Yeah,
we can
I
even do it
love
next week,
those kinda
guys. I'm not,
sandwiches.
we go even pull a trigger right now saying next week. You hear
I
that, Clive?
mean-
You hear that, Ty?
Clive is something else, man. He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Smart, witty, fun to be around. He can reach things on top shelves that most can't.
and I feel the same way about like Ty. Like Ty, I've actually met in person. You know,
TY Banana Man.
oh man, he is the happiest human being I've ever met in my whole entire life.
100%.
Like he looks so happy all the time.
Trevor's pretty damn happy and upbeat himself.
It's a
Couple-
it's a big, you
How
know,
about comparison
it's
with
a,
Chris. How do you
it's
compare?
a toss.
Chris is also, what the hell?
Yeah.
We're surrounding ourselves with all these freaking happy.
I would say though, a list of
Uh-huh.
like just numerical order. It's got to be TY Banana Man, Trevor, and then Chris.
I don't know. Chris had a smile on his face 100% of the time that we were in.
Yeah,
for.
but maybe it's because like we know Chris, so we get to see some of the behind the scenes stuff of him just like complaining about stuff, which doesn't really happen that often. But like, I don't think I've ever heard Trevor complain about anything. There's rumors of it happening.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
You can complain to Trevor, and Trevor will turn it around on you and make it positive. He'll be like, "Listen, man, you got to look at it like this," and you're like, "Huh."
Yeah.
So Trevor
can
had
do
a
this.
had a twin down at the symposium. There was a cat that looked exactly
way.
like him.
Canadian?
Wait, who is this?
Man, I don't know. Like, and he was talking to him too, so it was like weird. It was like having two
Deja
Trevors
vu.
actually talk to each other.
It wasn't that Kevin Hart guy from
Kevin Hart, the other
what is
Canadian.
that? What is that guy from I can't think
Haven?
of the name now.
I don't
Haven,
know.
Yeah, that's right.
That kid Corey
Haven.
Cruz that we had on the podcast was asking me if I saw. I was like, yeah, I thought, like, because I turned around and actually went to say hi to Trevor, who I thought was Trevor, but it was this guy that looked almost exactly like him.
His doppelganger.
Oh my god! So we have a
Did you actually
Canadian
be like,
and
hey, Trevor?
American.
And-
Yeah.
Yeah. American.
Hmm.
Canadian.
I almost did. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, but, you know,
Like, you're not Trevor.
yeah.
Did you talk
Serious.
to what is that guy's name? The AC service tech. What's his name?
Migliaccio.
Migliaccio.
Yes, I did.
I didn't get it. I talked to him for like 2 minutes. Chris and him talked for quite a while, and I was just looking. I think actually me and Bill were standing over there watching them talk for a few
Probably
minutes.
making fun of him.
Yeah, we're like, I love your YouTube channel. No, I
Yeah.
love your YouTube channel. No,
Yeah.
you're the best.
So I'm kind of an introvert sometimes. Like you guys saw, man. Like I disappear. Like I'm just like, oh, too much conversation. Like
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
too much little conversation. I'm like, I gotta go smoke cigarettes somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's just too much. Like if I'm instructing or anything like that, I'm fine.
Sure.
But like when it's a lot of little conversations and I can hear everything. Like I remember, I was
It's like
having
auditory overload.
yeah, like even when I go to a bar or something, like you know, I was at a bar in Houston, and I was waiting for someone to get there, and I just put my headphones on. I ended up watching like WNBA or something like that because everyone was like, oh, did you hear about this? I needed to tune it the hell out.
Mm. I do run into that, like when I'm doing kitchen equipment repairs. I'll be in the restaurant, like mid kitchen, working on something, and all the little chitter chatter, the gossip, the fucking just everything. And some days it's hilarious. Like I got to watch, and no offense to gay people, but I got to watch a gay man in a drive-through at a restaurant arguing with a customer, and I'm just assuming he was gay because that's what I do. I assume because just based on the way he talked and
Yeah.
the way he was carrying on. But it was hilarious. But sometimes it's like I'm listening to these, I'm just like, shut up. I just want to just tell him to shut your fucking face.
Yeah.
So
shut your lips. Shut up.
I live in a really hoity-toity community because I wanted my kids to have good schools, and I fucking hate everyone that I live around. I have nothing in common with any of them. They either had the luck of being, born out the right vagina, or they married into one. I don't know. Yeah. And they complain about everything. The dumbest things. Like I remember one, like there's this site that's for the community, and I don't know how many times I've just like, I just want to leave the site, but then I'll have nothing to like just sit there and bitch about and complain. So they were complaining about, can you believe these construction people working at 6 o'clock in the morning, waking me up? Yeah, because they don't want to die in Texas heat. Maybe that's why.
You want shit done?
Just that's thought.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're the same ones that are complaining that shit's not getting done. Well, how can it get done if you're complaining about it? Anyways,
nothing in common.
I hate people sometimes, man. That's why I could never do residential. I'm not a people person.
Hey, let me tell you something. One of the worst customers I had was my aunt. She's when her heat goes out, she like wants you there right away. It's like, I'm booked all day. I need you, please. It's freezing cold in here. I need your help. I get there, it's like 69 degrees in the house. I'm like, okay, it's not cold in here. And then I'm downstairs. She has a bad blower motor. Start pulling everything apart. I'm changing it, and she's upstairs texting me. Is it almost done? I'm really.
Well, let me ask you a question. How much do you really like her?
For real.
I mean, she's a nice lady. I just don't.
Because I'm saying next year you could help yourself by telling her just to open up the oven and turn it on. It's just a thought. Yeah. Just let it go. The CO won't affect you at all.
I mean, that's how they heat in Chicago. That's like their primary source in a lot of areas.
Ovens,
ranges.
We're talking like HUD homes.
No, I'm talking about like a legitimate oven. I'm not talking about like a stove. Are you talking about a stove, like a one-story stove? Or are you legitimately talking about an oven?
They open the door of an oven, they crank the baby on. And...
Oh my!
It's cold in here, honey. Open up the Kenmore.
Oh.
I'm telling you, that's how they heat. A lot of people don't have their furnaces.
On the colder days, you open the door all the way, and then like the somewhat days, it's like midway.
Yeah.
I had a
box fan in front of it.
I had a crazy friend who was semi-homeless, and he didn't have a jacket. But so he never had a jacket, and he would ask me like he would say, how cold is it outside? Is it a 1 sweatshirt day or 2 sweatshirt day? So he would just like layer sweatshirts on because he didn't have
the smelly guy that used to work at our company. Same thing.
Oh,
I saw him one day. I'm like, dude, are you wearing 3 hoodies? He's
are
like,
you
yeah.
serious?
Like, you don't have a jacket? Like, no. I'm like, what? You have an adult job. You have money. Go get a jacket. He's like, oh, this is fine. Like, you look like a psychopath.
when I lived in Pennsylvania, I was to stop being homeless. I agreed to live with my great grandmother on the terms that I would live in the house. I'd live out in the back space where it held the oil tanker. So she had a stove in the kitchen that basically heated the little 800 square foot. So in the back, I mean, in Pennsylvania, single pane glass. If it was about 10 degrees outside, I could get it to almost 30 with a little space heater sitting on the end of a sewing machine. And that's what I learned how to sew. I made these thick ass corduroy blankets so I wouldn't freeze my ass off. It was funny because girls would stay over, and I the night before we fell asleep, I'd shove. You were
still homeless, living with your grandma, and you still got girls to come over. How does that work?
Because I used to sew not only blankets and stuff, but I used to do like women's tops, like halter top and like panel top.
I'd be like, hey, can I interest you in a little?
No, dude, I used to make purses, bags, pillowcases, all kinds of other shit. We'd sell them at shows and stuff. Yeah.
So you'd like sell them. You talk to the girls, like, hey, baby, you want to come back to the
I need you to try this, and like women would have no problem taking their clothing off because I'm sizing them up something that they wanted to wear.
Model this
And
for
then
me.
you're just like,
okay.
well, I can't really measure that without motorboating them. So
And my question is, what made you want to start doing refrigeration when you were doing
yeah, that's a good
corduroy?
point.
So I was going to be a truck driver, and something happened. I got just
Glory hole accident.
just something happened. So I ended up I originally went to school for electronical engineering, and I hated what I was doing, and I somehow got a job because it said need a scientific degree. They were doing water treatment for industrial cooling towers and boilers, and I didn't know shit about refrigeration. But then working on the towers and stuff, I started meeting these because if I was going to clean the tower or something, it had to be shut down. Well, it can only be shut down by the guy that runs the freaking place, whatever refrigeration, HVAC, whatever. So I started talking about, like, what do you do? He's like, well, I keep shit cold. I'm like, how does that work? And I'm just inquisitive. So I started asking questions, and that's how I got into this.
Yeah, but how'd you segue from like, hey, baby, let's put your corduroy handmade?
Because I'd go to like shows, you know what I mean? And like I'd make clothing for chicks for food and stuff. You'd barter all the time whenever you go on the road and going from
Sounds
concert
like you
to
were
concert.
this close to being like living the hippie life or the school bus life where you're just cruising
Yeah.
the country in a
Oh yeah.
handmade school bus camper.
The next Versace, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's kind of like what TY Banana Man does.
Yeah.
He kind of floats
Is he
around the
mini?
world.
He's a glamper, right?
Travels a lot. Yeah, glamping. I don't think he really does glamping though. I think he's kind of getting close to roughing it.
Yeah.
I mean, besides the whole making clothes and feeling boobies,
Dude, if I could get like a fitted out like RV or a Sprint or something, dude, I'd have no problem living in one of those at all.
No.
Yeah, they do look good. They do look good, I have to admit.
It's better than a tiny house. Those are stupid.
Speaking of which, we should have our good friend Corbett Lunsford back on.
I'm really curious on what Joe's house looks like. Because I'm wondering if it's either like Unabomber size or if he has a mansion or something.
No,
because there's a reason why he's not showing us. Either
It's
that or
a
he's living with his mom.
stage. That's just a set.
I'm questioning, like, how does that corner that you're in right there? You have two windows, and look at the size. Look at the size in the center.
I'm telling you, they're not windows.
You know what? He's in a basement.
Yeah,
he's in a basement. That's what it looks like, because it looks like concrete wall.
And one corner is supported by,
and that's why you don't have a window that high. So I think he's in a basement or a bi-level.
Guys, we have basements here. We don't have.
It's an office building.
Like Melsa's. Come on.
No, it's an office building. He's got the corner cubicle.
So Texas doesn't have any basements at all.
I know.
At all.
Dumb.
Like, that was the weirdest thing. Like, I got down here, I was like, I want a house with a basement. And they're like,
why do they have basements in Texas? I didn't know that was a thing.
Ground soft. Move.
Oh, is it? Is that why?
Plus, all the land's fucking flat.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You guys got.
So how much flooding do you see in Texas? We got 4 inches of rain. Fucking half the state's flooded.
You guys got them tremors. That's why.
Tremors.
Yeah. The big giant worms underneath the ground that fucking scoot through the ground. They'll come up in your basement and they'll eat you.
Jeez.
At first, I thought you were talking about an earthquake.
Yeah, me too.
No, not
I didn't
like
know you were going. I didn't know you were going to whip out the Kevin Bacon reference.
Not the seizures either.
Jeez.
No.
All in the upper half. I guess upper part of Texas, maybe.
I'm sorry. The past 2 times I've been on here, you guys have me talking about poop and all kinds of other stuff and boobies.
It's overtime, man.
Yeah,
try to stay partially on topic.
Yeah, we're
still
up, Corey.
distracted though.
We're gonna get out of here though. Some guys have to work tomorrow. I don't know about you guys, but
yeah, I'm on call this week and it's gonna be hot.
I'm sorry.
Should I click the button?
South with Louisiana.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us, guys.
Yeah,
Brett,
glad
you could be here. It was a fun
Thanks for having
time.
me.
Don't forget, guys, Big Clive's gonna be live tomorrow at 4:00. I might actually be home to catch it this time.
Nice.
4 o'clock. What time?
My time.
Eastern time.
Eastern.
Yeah.
Where does Clive live?
The Isle of Man.
Oh, okay.
Which
That's
is
really
a weird
funny.
name for an island.
That's really funny.
It is. That's crazy. Everything is just crazy.
You just think of there's a bunch of dudes hanging out on an island together.
Yeah.
Friggin'
Well, I mean, just think about it.
There's a reason why I moved to Island of Man.
That would only happen for about 80 to 90 years, and then there'd be nobody living there after a while.
There's recruiting. Look at Scientology.
But I mean, if it's an island full of just men, I mean, how are you going to keep that population going? I mean, they can try all they want, but at some point in time, like that population is going to die off
Biology's gonna give
gotcha.
in.
unless they evolve.
Gotcha.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
evolution. Yeah, exactly. They're
I
gonna
mean,
start fucking
this is a
goats,
deep
and they're
subject,
gonna have
so I don't know how far we
women.
want to go down this rabbit hole.
Joe looks like
It
he's
is.
getting very uncomfortable.
I don't
with
think
it.
we should go that far.
Joe, you're freezing up.
No. Oh no!
Well,
Joe, you're
What the heck? On that
fucking
note,
Mr.
sorry,
Dippin'
guys,
Dots
you can't
over
see
there.
me anymore.
That's what we're gonna start calling
Oh,
Joe.
there I am.
Oh, there's Joe Dippin' Dots.
Hey Joe,
He's back
you know
again.
I sent Bill a webcam. If I send you one, will you use it?
No.
No, see,
No, my picture is fine.
no, because he's afraid if you send him anything, you're gonna figure out where he lives.
Yeah, Joe, you
No,
give me your
okay.
address so I can send you some stickers.
He'll never do that ever. He'll
Stickers.
give you the address of his
It's
brother.
not worth it. Now, if you say
It's not
you're
worth
send me
it.
something
I'm gonna-
else
Free stickers.
I'm not-
Free stickers to support
I'm
a
not worth-
friend. That's not worth
Joe's
it.
been telling us for the last 2
He
years.
doesn't need my support.
He's been saying for the last 2 years he's getting his passport so he can come in. And this week he's like, guys, for real, I'm working on it now. I'm really doing it.
Yeah.
And how
right.
far did you get, Joe?
Don't worry.
Fucking 1
You guys
foot
will
out the
see
door.
soon.
He's just gonna show up. It's gonna be like
That's
Jay
right.
and Silent Bob. Do you
I don't know who Jay and
post
Silent
it
Bob is,
on
but-
Facebook as A Team Adam? Yes.
Mhm. It's gonna
No,
be
that's
great
another
when we
guy.
see Joe and he's like super short, and that's why I never wanted to actually come meet us, as he's really like
5'4",
4'9".
guys. Yeah, 5'4".
He's got the
5'4".
Vanilla Ice thing going. Like he looks like he's gonna be doing like the construction jobs for Vanilla Ice, man. Seriously,
Remember that show? That's
I
funny.
do.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
I'm that old.
guitarist for Creed. What?
the guitarist from Creed. What's his name
Hails to
again?
the- Mark Tremonti.
Italian name. I could dig with that. I could play with that.
See, I'm not kidding. He actually does look like you, or you look like him. One of the two.
I'm gonna look up.
Don't
Mark.
look up Tremonti. Tremonti.
Tremonti,
spell it?
Tremonti.
Look at you with the Italian.
Yeah, I'm on a Creed kick the last couple of days.
Mark Tremonti sings Frank Sinatra.
That doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
Your words
Yeah.
don't make sense, Joe.
I'm gonna try that.
Your shirt pocket looks like it has Down syndrome.